Hi, welcome to a special edition of Education Matters. We're going to be talking about the arts and education, specifically film. With me is Lauren Concar-Shee she's the executive director of the Garden State Film Festival. Welcome, Lauren.
Thank you.
Good to have you with us. New Jersey School Board Association is a big proponent of the arts and education. And one of the things that we just started last year and we're really excited about is student entries into the film festival. We have our own category there. But for those who don't know who the Garden State Film Festival is, I'm going to ask Lauren to talk about how long it's been around, how big it is, and what it's about.
So the Garden State Film Festival, for nearly 20 years, we have been showcasing Jersey talent as well as bringing talent to New Jersey from around the world. And we're so excited for 2021. For those of you that might not know, the Garden State Film Festival was the catalyst for online festivals during the height of the pandemic. It was very important for us to execute our festival in spite of what was going on. So we found out we had only 11 days to build our system and execute everything when Governor Murphy declared, there was a pandemic and you couldn't have more than 250 people. So normally in Asbury Park, all around the city, we have over 25,000 attendees that come to the Garden State Film Festival. We are a 5-day event. We start on a Wednesday. We have events going every single day, over 60 events until Sunday night, where we end with the award dinner. It's a black tie optional awards dinner.
I'll get to your story because the arts. Why do you feel the arts is so important to our students?
The arts are so important now, so more than ever. I mean, these kids are at home with the virtual learning and they need a creative outlet. And not only is this category and all of our other categories giving them that opportunity to express themselves and do something creatively. This is a digital format. But this path is allowing them to start at such a young age to then continue and move on. So we love seeing our emerging filmmakers. Sometimes they're younger than high school level, and the work that they produce is outstanding. And we just really are thrilled, and it's so important. We also have year-round outreach, educational outreach, senior outreach, and military outreach. So the students are just one of our pieces that we hold close to our heart.
And for those who haven't had a chance, if you look at last year's entries, they were great. I mean, I was really impressed with all of them. And the arts is something that stays with you your whole life, hopefully. Lauren, what about you? How did you get started with this?
So I got started. I grew up in Old Bridge. I went to Old Bridge High School, which was then Cedar Ridge and Madison Central. So I took television production with Walter Reed, who was really the person that started everything for me. And I'm so grateful. So by taking television production in high school, and then there were no computers. It was tape to tape. And it was just really creative, a great outlet for me to begin my career. I literally started my career in high school because as soon as I graduated high school, I went to Brookdale Community College and studied the communications media department. And then I was a student learning assistant at Brookdale. So while I'm still a student at Brookdale, I'm the student learning assistant. I'm also, at that time, I was working for an all-female production company. And as soon as I graduated Brookdale, I started working at Bloomberg News in Manhattan, which was just so unbelievable. So I couldn't have asked for a better path. But that's the thing. The Garden State Film Festival and at Brookdale Community College, we love creating and helping the students find their way during their path. And then, so it's just amazing. So I love being a part of the festival, but also at Brookdale, the communications media students. I mean, you guys know the lives that we touch and change is just, it stays with us as a mentor for the students as well forever.
Let's talk about the student entry. So maybe other students will follow the same type of path. This is a good way to get started. What's the parameters for the one that we have with New Jersey School Board Association?
So the category is the New Jersey Homegrown Documentary Short. So for those of you that might not know, we have a partnership with the New Jersey School Boards Association, the New Jersey Motion Picture and Television Commission, Artists Alike Studios, and the Stevie Van Zandt's Teach Rock initiative. So this is open to any school. It could be grammar school. You know, we want to know if you're a freshman, sophomore, what school district you're from so that we can highlight that. It's 5 minutes or less. We know that with the pandemic and COVID, the situations are a little bit different, but we really want to help the students do whatever we can to make sure that they can produce this. The films must be focused on some aspect of their hometown that profiles an interesting person, place, time period, or subject who is related to the arts. So it's 5 minutes or less. And, you know, just like what we're doing now, the world has had to pivot and change. So if they decide that their subject matter about the arts, whether it's a person, place, or time frame, they can do it through Zoom. If they need to do it with their cell phones, they can go in and enable the cell phone to capture HD footage. It takes beautiful B-roll and whatnot. But and if anybody has any questions, they could always reach out to me. My email address is Lauren, LAUREN, at gsff.org, for gardenstatefilmfestival.org. And, you know, don't be afraid of trying the digital realm. I know that students might not be able to go to school and take out the cameras they typically would. And, you know, I know Kristen Dorado, who is the founder of the Artists Alike Studios. She's also our director of operations. I know that for her class, it's different. They can't grab the camera and go around the hallways of the school and record things. So they're really going to have to put their thinking cap on about how now in this digital, you know, element that we're in right now, how to produce these 5 minutes or less pieces. So it doesn't change that pre-production is key. If they write down, you know, their subject matter and figure out a beginning, a middle, and an end, and how they want the story to go, it definitely can happen. And if anybody is nervous or if they want more information, don't hesitate to reach out, because we're here to help you. And it's important that they feel comfortable in this new technology kind of world to be able to execute and produce it.
All right. What's the time frame for submitting these videos?
So for this category, the New Jersey Hometown Documentary Short, we are allowing it to be past December 1st. So normally December 1st is when our call for entries close, but we understand that teachers have a lot to do. So January 8th is the deadline to get in the New Jersey Hometown Documentary Short. And we have a special code that's a deadline waiver. It's NJ Hometown, and we'll share that with all the teachers.
All right, so I just want to circle back, because this is a big film festival. So if a student gets their entry in there and it's going to be viewed by a lot of people, and even last year it was viewed by a lot of people virtually.
Correct. So, and then we're so excited because our partnership with New Jersey School Board Association, 15 of our high school films just showcased at the New Jersey School Board's workshop convention. So that was to over 8,000 people. And the film festival alone, the Garden State Film Festival, we usually have over 25,000. And that doesn't even count the audience that we have online. So for 2021, we are going to be a hybrid, following all of the state mandates and state guidelines. So whatever the number is, I don't have a crystal ball to let me know what it's going to be at that time. So we're going to keep our ear to the ground and follow the state mandate. But we're building upon the platform we created in March. So we're definitely going to be online and in person whenever we can. So these students, you know, typically we have a 30-foot step and repeat with a red carpet. The students get a filmmaker badge. It's part of the annual Garden State Film Festival. Our student submissions is not separate, you know, so they get to mix and mingle in with all of these professional industry leaders, which is one of the most important things that we bring to the students, is being able to see how everything goes and get in the pictures and be interviewed. And it's just really beautiful that we can bring this to them.
Well, I'd like to thank Lauren for joining us on this program. And I will urge the students, please get your, I know it's a difficult time period, but if there's anything I've seen, our kids are really creative. They'll come up with ways to get their videos in and their films in. So thank you, Lauren, for joining me on this Education Matters. I hope you all find it interesting, and please share this with your film teachers, and anyone in your high school or middle school, actually.